There seems to be respite coming the way of the Ministry of Health as a federal policy requesting the ministry to go through the Ministry of Agriculture for its procurement and other funding needs has been lifted. The head ministry can now handle all its contracts and procurement without the unnatural routine through the Agriculture Ministry, a senior government official told the Nation. According to reports, prior to the new adjustments, Health Ministry will, with about 119 agencies, apart from its inability to make its own procurement, including stationaries, could not monitor its projects as all funds must be approved by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. The policy affected the ministry's ability to monitor the agencies under it. Worsening the matter, the Health Ministry had to get approvals from the Agriculture Ministry to access 10.5 billion naira approved for the funding of its capital expenditure in last year's budget. According to the source, the Health Ministry was asked to get approval from the Ministry of Agriculture following a power play between the SY Health Minister Professor Isaac Adewale and the late Chief of Staff to the President, Abba Kyari. The source said one of the causes of friction, among others, between the duo was the minister's decision to suspend the then Executive Secretary of the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS, Professor Usman Yusuf. However, the late Kyari later vetoed it. Whenever the Ministry of Health wants to make procurement, the Permanent Secretary would raise a memo which would be sent to the Permanent Secretary of the Agric Ministry. In some instances, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture would give direct approval, while sometimes he would write a memo to the Director General of the Bureau of Public Procurement, Mama Amadu, who would approve based on the Procurement Act. The lift of the ban will be of great benefit to the ministry as it will bypass the administrative bottlenecks that could frustrate the immediate dispatch of responses or activities regarding procurement in government health establishments. So guys, a power play. This thing really happened some time ago, but like we all know that every day one problem, every day many problems. As you are trying to think about this problem today, another one will come. You forget the other one. You start pursuing and pursuing. I don't know whether that is the in thing to do, whether that is the right thing to do, or that was the right thing to do. Because I think every ministry are supposed to be on its own, to be independent. When you talk about a Ministry of Agri, supposed to be on its own. Ministry of Health supposed to be on its own. Not that somebody they will not be passing through another ministry which is uncalled for. But based on what we are hearing, that as soon as that the former Minister of Health suspended Professor Usman Yusuf because of this NHIS. A lot of politics, we don't even do things appropriately because of a bad belle. Just like we always use that language, bad belle. I get bad belle for you. They know what they are doing. The man was so powerful. When people came out and began to say, oh, this and this and that, like I always say, nobody works in isolation, because as you are working, people around you are seeing what you are doing, and whatever that you don't want people to know, just keep it to yourself. But in as much you are working with people, definitely people will still have other people that they relate to, and whatever you are doing, your information will be going out. People that you are working with will be going out. Just exactly the people that worked with some of his staff of later Bakari, they were infected with this same coronavirus. So no matter what, people will still people still know one or two things about you. So when people at that level, or to the extent of the public having a different mindset, when even immediately this man passed away, people, a lot of things began to come, and they know that the man was so powerful that the president himself gave the man so much power. Of course, when he came out and said every other person should see the late chief of staff before, if they want to see him, just everything must pass through him. And people have been coming out that the way the president is running the system, the government, is not the way. It's not something like you are just going to be running like your family affair or your personal business. No, this is not your personal business, but that is what the way it has always been since he came on board. So now they are lifting that ban. At least the Ministry of Health should be on its own. Should be independent. I don't know. I don't know this they are whatever they are doing. Not following due process. He came back from Germany. He was supposed to isolate himself. Of course, they ought to have known. I don't even know how they even allowed him, whether he allowed himself or allowed him to go to that kind of a place where you know that a lot of things are happening. Maybe they believe that the whole thing is just meant for casual people or maybe everyday people on the streets. And no matter how neat a place is, this Koro does not have it's not written on forehead. In the first place, he wouldn't have even gone in the first place, because if he knew quite all right the detail or the danger in this coronavirus, judging from his own health status, he wouldn't have gone in the first place. But well, the deed has been done. But what we are talking now is that they don't follow due process. Even when they came back, he ought to have gone for isolation. Did he go for isolation? No, we're just moving from places to places. The same thing, even his burial, to the everything, flouting a lot of things. And you say people don't know what they are talking about. It's unfortunate. Let's hear what people are saying concerning this whole thing. Someone says here that Kano commissioner is right. Nigeria is free. Sometimes some information like this should not be brought to the public domain because it exposes how an individual is more powerful than our institutions and how compromised our so-called professors and professionals appointed to head these institutions lack the professors of profession credibility to challenge the mediocrity system. They rather remain there, irrelevant and enjoying the glorified luxuries with no impact, making or continuations to their appointed respective institutions. Of course, you see a lot of them, they don't want to resign. They just believe that let them be enjoying the whole thing, even when they are not, even if they have the capacity to challenge things that are not working well. They'll just like, okay, if you cannot beat them, you join them. But saying that this kind of information should not come to the public, of course, it has to come to the public so that people will know what is happening there. People will know what is happening there. So another says here that it's crazy. How can Ministry of Health resort to Ministry of Agriculture before procurement of its needs? It's annoying. You know how many people have been affected because of an individual arrogance. Anyway, the way of God is not the way of human beings. They believe on anything. They have health challenges. They have access to abroad to take care of them and their heirs. But God prevented him the access and made him the first casualty of his own decision. Someone said, you are definitely right. MPK can be procured instead of a para. I don't know. Very soon we will get more of the damage that man has caused Nigeria because of power play. Look, the issue of Abdul Rashid Mena and former head of service Oyuta. Okay. The daughter of a later Kyari'S should know the evil her father caused us is unwinding. How can the Ministry of Health must get approval from Ministry of Agriculture before procurement of her needs? Those who are defending the late man should be reminded of this. Many issues are still coming up. People like FFK, Professor Sagi, etc. should continue with their self-deceit. Some say time is the greatest healer. Someone says the writer of this article is not knowledgeable about the knowings of governance, so he can write rubbish. That's what somebody's saying here. Someone says, do you have governments in Nigeria? Please, can you educate us on the working of government? You who know, who is knowledgeable, tell us now. I beg, forget that thing. The man was power drunk. You paralyzed a ministry because of your beef with a minister, forgetting how vital that ministry is. Now that you are dead, scrap the health ministry. Okay, tell us the workings and write us what the writer ought to have written. Exactly, tell us what it ought to be. Tell us, because of the shenanigans happening, the abnormalities have become normal thing. They will just want everybody to take it and believe that is the right thing, which is not true. A lot of things that they are doing, they are covering up. Okay, let's talk about the burial of a thing. When they gave order, they were the one that gave order, and that this should not happen, this should not happen. They flouted it. Other people flouted it, the same thing. They went in for it, but they flouted it. They are now apologizing. At the end of the day, somebody will now come and tell us you don't know how the working of the government is or something, because they don't obey what they are supposed to do. They don't do the right thing. You don't know the working of the government. They will dabaru everything. They will tell us you don't know the working of the government. Is it supposed to be? Then why are they not changing it back? If it was the right thing to have been done, or to have for him to have done in the first place, if it was the right thing, if it did the right thing, then why are they not changing it? They would have continued with it. They would have left it. I know a lot of people argue about it, but like I said, problems upon problems. You just let us go for another one. Let us solve this one. Another person says there's a law of karma. That means Kyari was our ex-president. Wallahi, Jonathan is far better. You can imagine. You can imagine this kind of a thing. Why is it just being lifted? Why should the Ministry of Health seek approval from the Ministry of Agriculture? Does it not sound odd? Does it mean everyone in government did not know that the procurement is completely wrong and no one was bold enough to raise objection to it and allow proper things to be done? Forget it. They will not do it. They will be twisting it. Someone say, I am not a judge nor God. This is wickedness to the highest order. The evil Abba did to the health sector started with him and will continue with him. However, he had a boss. He consented to his wickedness. God has not yet started dealing with them. Who heads the Ministry of Health? He should tender his resignation immediately, since he succumbed to such like abnormal condition, meaning he doesn't know his schedule. So guys, let us hear your opinion. Leave your comments below and let us know what you think about this whole thing.